You may want to pause that burger bite. There's a dough conditioner called potassium bromate that's banned in Europe, China, and India, but still legal here.
U.S. food regulations have left American consumers exposed to chemicals and additives that have been banned in other countries.
Potassium bromate is a suspected carcinogen that's banned for human consumption in Europe as well as China and India, but legal in the US.
And it shows up in buns at 5 of the biggest chains you know. Stay with me. We'll name the restaurants, show you where this possible carcinogen hides on the label, and give you a fast way to dodge it today, without blowing your budget or your lunch break. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video.
It's literally full of hormone-disrupting chemicals and neurotoxins and other issues that impact all over our body. We've been gaslighted, again, through kind of this top-down information control to think it's almost like fringe to talk about this 1 ton of food we put in our mouth.
Let's start with the part you barely think about, the bun. You taste salt, fat, and sauce. What you don't taste is the dough improver that makes the bun puff up and look camera ready. In plain English, potassium bromate is a helper for bakers. It makes dough stronger, helps it rise higher, and gives bread that pale, uniform look. Chains love it because it keeps buns fluffy and steady under a heat lamp. Same size, same chew, same photo every time. Convenience for them, predictable bites for you. But here's the kicker.
Some food companies are actually paying dietitians now, or paying influencers like this guy, when anyone begins to question the quality of processed food.
It's like fringe to ask, well, maybe that's having an impact on the fact that our reproductive systems are shutting down and our metabolic health is out of control.
Europe, China, and India banned it due to cancer concerns. The US still allows it with limits. You won't see any warning next to the combo meal. It's tucked in the fine print, if it's posted at all. It's sold as safe after baking because it's supposed to switch into a different compound in the oven. That's the theory.
The American Heart Association says we should limit our sodium to about 2,300 milligrams a day. But the ideal is closer to 1,500 milligrams a day.
In real life, that conversion is often incomplete. Think of paint that never fully dries. The surface looks fine, but you touch it and your fingers pick up residue. Same idea with unconverted bromate that can linger in the finished bread. Research has linked exposure in animals to kidney and thyroid tumors, and global health bodies listed as a possible carcinogen. Note the word possible. That's a policy red flag, not proof that one sandwich harms you. Still, the split in rules across countries is hard to ignore. Now to the names you know.
Professor Eric Millstone is an expert on food additives and told us European countries take a much more cautious approach to food safety.
There is evidence that it may be toxic to human consumers, that it may even either initiate or promote the development of tumours.
Where it's used by some food makers to strengthen dough and estimated to be present in over 100 products.
McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, KFC, and Arby's have all been cited for buns or baked items that used bromate at points in time. Recipes change, suppliers switch, so you stay alert. How do you spot it fast? Scan for potassium bromate, bromated flour, or enriched flour, bromated. If the chain hides the list, look up the bun supplier or ask for the spec sheet at the counter.
It's not just potassium bromate, but many other chemicals and substances that are banned here in Europe over health concerns, but considered safe by the FDA.
I think that is almost certainly the conclusion that we could reach.
Can we say for sure that these differences in regulations mean that people in the US have developed cancers that they would not have developed if they'd been eating only in Europe?
On a budget, ask for a lettuce wrap, pick items that use unbromated flour, or grab a store roll labeled unbromated and build the same meal yourself. You've got the name, the risk profile, and the label trick. Now let's map the 5 chains most likely to trip you up, and where the red flags hide. You know the brands. Here's where to look before you order, and how to check fast without turning lunch into homework. Let's start with the 5 on the watch list: McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, KFC, and Arby's.
Do you think most Americans are aware that they're being exposed to substances that are viewed as dangerous over here.
Stacey McNamara is from upstate New York, but has been living in London for 10 years. She told us raising children on this side of the Atlantic has opened her eyes to what's allowed in food in the US.
They probably just think, well, if it's available and it's in the store, then it's probably fine.
They've been flagged in reports and watchdog roundups for buns or baked items using bromated flour. The real kicker is how often menus shift. Limited time runs, regional bakeries, quiet reformulations. Last year's safe choice is often a different recipe today. McDonald's first. Your risk zone is buns and rolls. Before you tap, add to order, open the item page or kiosk PDFs and scroll the ingredient list. Ask a crew member a plain question. Is the bun made with bromated flour? If they don't know, that's your cue to switch the carrier or skip it.
In a statement to CBS News, the FDA said that when used properly, potassium bromate converts to a harmless substance during food production.
How am I going to protect my children when it's just everywhere?
She has no plans to ever move back home.
And is food safety a part of that decision?
For sure, yeah.
But at the same time, Nora, it acknowledged that not all potassium bromate may convert, saying control measures can minimise the amount in food.
Burger King next. Zero in on burger buns and the breakfast bread. Request the in-store ingredient sheets. They exist for a reason. Scan for potassium bromate or bromated flour. If you see it, change the build or go bunless and keep the rest.
It was weird. I didn't feel healthy at all throughout the week. Even though I was eating healthy foods and losing weight, Wendy's even acknowledges on their website that there's going to be a trade-off between salt and flavor. If I wanted to feel full, salt through the roof. You see, that's an issue in the fast food industry.
Wendy's is similar. Buns and rolls are the focus, especially on chicken. Look up the named bun online before you order. If the page won't show ingredients, pivot to a baked potato or salad and dodge the mystery. KFC is a different trap. The biscuits and some rolls are the likely source. Pick chicken pieces without bread, or stick to sides you can verify. If you want bread, add your own from home and keep the meal intact.
Because so many people are poor and can only afford the crappy ultra-processed food. So it's a relatively straightforward message, actually, that let's eat food that doesn't have a ton of chemicals on it. Let's investigate where our food's coming from, the soil. People that are out there literally saying that kids are being poisoned and we should eat natural food. Really, that's the message.
Arby's rounds it out. Some buns and other carriers vary by SKU. Ask staff to check the bread code and ingredient list. If you hit a wall, order a wrap or drop the bun and keep the fillings. Here's your 1-minute routine. Scan for bromate or bromated flour. Ask for spec sheets, or pick an item without a bun. You still eat fast. You just skip a probable risk. You've got the names and the moves. Now let's boil this down to the bottom line you can carry into any drive-thru. Let's start with the cheap part of your combo, the bread. It is the easiest place to hide risk, and the fastest place to cut it. 10 seconds with an ingredient list trims most of the problem. You know the move now. Scan for bromate, ask for the spec sheet, or choose the no bun option and keep the meal. If this gave you something to chew on, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who eats on the go. Drop a comment if a chain near you confirmed unbromated flour. Next, we trace the other hitchhikers in fast food packaging, and the simple swaps that keep them off your plate.